Good morning, everyone. Today is Tuesday, May 14th, and today we'll cover the trades for YieldMax funds, TSLY, CONY, Misty, and NVDY. A lot happened yesterday. As you know, in the beginning of yesterday's video, we talked about Roaring Kitty being the top storyline. And of course, the day started out and ended with GameStop just blowing up. So this Roaring Kitty guy was kind of the leader of the first, big short squeeze of GameStop a few years back. And now supposedly he's back. And for whatever reason, that pushed, the beginning of another short squeeze. I mean, yesterday it went up, 70 something percent. AMC went up 78%. Everything was blowing up. But why do you care, right, as a YieldMax holder? Well, number one, if we go to GME stock, obviously, I just wanted to mention it's also still going up. But we do care because Ulti had GME in the holdings, right? Ulti was holding GME. But I have unfortunate news to tell you guys, because when I went to see, I went to capture the trades for GME, right? Not GME. I went to capture the trades of Ulti. I'm like, all right, did they sell a covered call yesterday? Because I knew they owned it outright. So I went to look at the holdings. It's an alphabetical order, and I didn't see GME. I see GCT, JANX. I'm like, okay, they didn't do a call. They didn't want to. And then I looked down below, and I was like, all right, they have all these other transactions. I don't think they sold it because their holdings it was 274,000, I believe, shares that they held. So I'm like, okay, that's good. But I was like, you know what? Let me just verify via the website to see what's going on. So I went to the holdings for Ulti, which reflects as of today, obviously as of the close yesterday. I'm like, let me just make sure they still have it, right? And I went there and I said, okay, what the hell's going on? I'm like, did they sell it? Did they, what happened? So luckily, we have Happy Camper with Dividends. She has a YouTube channel, and she covers Ulti on a daily basis. And by the way, guys, big shout out to her. She did the due diligence on this issue because she reached out to Jay yesterday and actually got answers already. But the moral of the story is they had a call on GME last week that got assigned. So those shares that we saw over the weekend that they owned under Ulti, those were actually assigned. Why did they show under that holdings? It's because they were assigned on the Saturday and the holdings were as of the Friday close at night. So unfortunately, Ulti did not own GME yesterday, and we could not take the full advantage of the short squeeze of GME. Horrible. I know, it sucks. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but it's just, man, oh man, what a chance we had. But I know that a follow-up question will be, well, why did Ulti go up, right? If we can't go to the 1 day, let's go to the 5 day, right? Ulti still went up yesterday. Look at that massive jump. What happened? Well, so the thing about any stock doing somewhat of a short squeeze. So you saw GME went up, you saw AMC went up. There's a ton of other stocks that went up, right? Any other shorted stocks will typically go up, during that time frame, like MPW, AMC, Nokia, whatever the heck is out there. And Ulti owns a whole bunch of shorted stocks. So that's why Ulti went up. So if Ulti did own GME, they probably would have went up much, much more. And they would have continued to go up because GME, as I just showed you, pre-market is still going up. So I don't think the short squeeze is up. So, again, I don't want to, it sucks. But it is what it is. At least Ulti's still going up. So if you own GME, Good job. Great for you. I had it in my wife's Roth IRA. I sold most of it yesterday, but it looks like I sold it too early. I still own some shares, just in case it kept going up, and looks like it is. So I'm happy I did that at least. And, we'll see what today brings. But again, Ulti does not hold GME. Sorry about that. And shout out to Happy Camper. I'm going to tag her in this video. So go check out her YouTube channel. She works hard. She does a lot of work, more than people can imagine. So go give her a subscribe. Go give her a shout out. All right. All right. Let's get to what you guys are here for, the daily trades. So let's go to, all right, yeah, so TSLY, no trades. NVDY, Misty, CONY, they all had trades, all right? So, and by the way, I won't be at the premiere, the live chat, because I'm at the gym. So please keep the discussion going. I appreciate all you guys for being there every day with your coffees, whether you're listening on the road or whatnot, but either way. All right, so what did NVIDIA do? Let's get back on track here. NVIDIA, look what they did. They closed the synthetic. They had a synthetic that was expiring this Friday, and they closed it. It was a 915 synthetic, and you could see the BC. See the BC, second line, $25. The sell call, only $13. So they lost money. So they decided not to wait closer to Friday, because maybe they thought NVIDIA was going to go down more and they would lose more money. So they decided to close it now, open the new position, the 900 strike down below, and take it from there. But let's see what the damage is. All right, so if we go to the 915, what do we got? Well, here's the closeout. They basically had to pay $6.5 million to close out this synthetic. Again, they had 4 trading days, and they were only 1.2% away from the strike price. So in my mind, I would think, why not wait? Let some time value expire. Maybe NVIDIA will go up. Maybe they won't lose as much money, or again, maybe they see something we don't. Maybe they think NVIDIA is gonna go down further into the week, so it's not worth it. It's not worth the risk to keep it open. So again, hopefully it's the right move. May profits, or shall I say, may losses for the synthetic total 6.6 million, and that'll be carried over to the payment tab. The new synthetic is 900. All right, so it cost them about 6 million, another 6 million to open this position. So that'll go to the May synthetic losses as well. This synthetic expires July 19th. So guess what? We don't have to talk about it now for a while. So that's another one that we don't have to talk about synthetic. So these videos are going to go even faster. So that's the good news. All right. So how did NVIDIA do yesterday? NVIDIA actually went up 0.58%. NVIDIA went up 0.5%. Okay, so not so bad. What about their calls? They only have one call. It expires this Friday, 5,190 contracts, which is all of the contracts. It's already 1.77% out of the money, so that's extremely tight. Obviously, they really don't think NVIDIA will go up this week based on their strikes as well here, but so that sentiment continues based on what they did with the synthetic. Outstanding shares did not change. So, quick summary for the weekly calls. 30-day IV, pretty damn low, 56%. Outstanding shares, 18,050,000. Total income, 10.8 million. Why is that? Oh, it's cut off. I was about to say 10,000. Yeah, 10.8 million. Total distribution, 60 cents a share. Daily income, 5 cents a day. Daily yield, 0.21%. And if you annualize that, that's 76%. Reaction, that's my reaction. Kind of made a face when I saw them to close out the synthetic. I'm like, well, I don't know about that, but who am I? Anyway, let's look at the payment details. We got the May synthetic loss. It's up to 12 million. Obviously, I had to update my formula, so this picks up the synthetic 915 and the synthetic 900, okay? I always have to, I do that not only for you guys, but for me to make sure I got it in there. Short call income is 10.8 million. All right, so total income per share, obviously it's a loss, so we won't talk about that. Short call income per share, though, we're looking at 60 cents, all right, as of right now. Now, let's go down to the estimate, which, by the way, real quick, the daily yield and daily income, I kind of screwed this up, to be honest. I wasn't including weekends, and I realized that I should, because now that I added this estimate here, this calculates based on how many days are left, which includes weekends until declaration date. So I have to include weekends based, when I calculate how much daily income they're making. And once I did that, these estimates actually make sense. So the estimate for NVDY is $1.20 with a 56% yield. Obviously, that's subject to change by a lot, but we shall see. All right, so we got a new synthetic. Don't need to talk about that. And then we got one call, 920. I mean, again, 4 trading days. But, the strike, there's little room to grow. So we need NVIDIA to not move. Net asset value of NVIDIA is $466.5 million. The NAV is $25.85. And the trade price is $25.88. Okay, so we need NVIDIA to not move, we said, right? So let's see if it doesn't move. Okay, or go down. That's good too. It's going in the pre-market, which right now it's 412. That's why you don't hear any birds. It's a little early. It's down 0.14%. It's at 902.68. So it's looking good for the weekly calls, and it's looking good for their decision to close out the synthetic. All right, let's move on. All right, who else made a trade? CONY made a trade. What they do, they added to their synthetic position, buy, call, sell, put, and they spread the strikes. This guy is a spreader. This guy listens to retire on dividends because he is a scatter striker, man. He is a scatter striker. Wait till you see these strikes. So let's go to the file. Need some elevator music while I pull this up. All right, so this is the last remaining one with a 517 synthetic expiration. So, we'll see how this one fares, but it's not going to be good. So they added 1,025 contracts, and they're basically giving away the buy calls for coin. With a 260 strike, 4 trading days, it costs 4 cents. 4 cents a share to buy. So they paid $4,100 for that part of the synthetic, and then they got a credit of $59.79 a share. They made $6.1 million from the put. I mean, why? Well, because there's 4 trading days left to make 23% on that. So the odds of that happening are basically slim to none. That's why they're giving away buy calls like candy. So should they close this one out early? I mean, I guess we're hoping Coin does something, but if they didn't close, if they closed NVIDIA's early, why wouldn't they have closed this one early? Granted, I didn't want them to close it early because it's more work for me and I was busy last night, but that's not the point. Clearly, it's not the point. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Again, 4 trading days. This synthetic is $135 million. That's how much it's going to cost. And yes, it's already baked into the NAV, so nothing will happen with the price. Regardless of what happens with this, nothing will happen with the price of CONY. It's already into the net asset value of the fund, okay? I just want to make sure that's clear every time I mention this, because sometimes people think, oh my God, CONY's going to tank. No, this is already in there. It's all considered, all right? So let's move on. The synthetics, it's going to be a loss, all right? So what happens when it's a loss? It just goes against the income, right? They have net income, they have losses. So they net the two together when all said and done at the end of the fiscal year, and they calculate, okay, how much do we pay out, based on income? How much do we pay out based on return of capital? All right, so let's move on here. What do we got? Coin went down 0.7%. I believe yesterday was another day that coin started green and it went red. CONY went down 0.24%. So trade-wise, they added 2 trades, both expiring Friday. So they basically split it evenly. 500 contracts, 207.50 strike. That's 4% out of the money. That's okay. 1% a day. That's still tight for coin, but based on what they've been doing, I guess that's okay. 525 contracts, 210 strike, 5.26% out of the money. Okay. So now, what about the other strikes? What else is going on? Look at this. Look at the strikes. All right, they got what? Let's go from the bottom to the highest, right? How many strikes? They got 1, 2, 3. It looks like 5 strikes. But as someone mentioned, let me just cover the largest position. 20,275 contracts. This is really what matters. This has a 212.50 strike. This is 6.51% out of the money. So that's really the sweet spot for this week. I'm not going to read off all those strikes. So outstanding shares did go up by 650,000. That's a 3.12% increase. All right, here's the summary. 30-day IV, 68%. Outstanding shares, 21.4 million. Total net income, 13.6 million. Total distribution, 63 cents. Total daily income, 6 cents a day. Daily yield, 0.28%. And if you annualize that, that's 102%. What a mouthful. Reaction, CONY fund manager is closing his eyes, waiting until they can close out their synthetic. Why? Look at, historically, synthetic-wise, they've been doing pretty good. So it's a tough pill to swallow. It's okay, though. It happens. All right. May synthetic income, which, again, won't be income for long, 13.1 million. Short call income, also 13 million. So total net income, 26.7 million. Outstanding shares, we talked about that. So we got a total income per share of $1.25. Short call income per share, 63 cents. All right, so the estimate is sitting at $1.27 or a 74% yield. Let's go to the holdings. Let's see what we got here. Well, there's that put. There's that nasty put, $135 million, just waiting to be closed. And there's all the strikes. Oh, they actually have 6 strikes. I counted wrong. But yeah, that's scattered strikes, all right? I know they're top heavy in the 212.50, but still, they're pretty damn scattered. All right, what do we got? Net asset value, 442.1 million. The NAV is 2059, and the trade price is 2063. All right, so we said the sweet spot is 212.50, right? And so how far away is that? Let's just check it out. 212.50 is 6.5% away. So if we go to the pre-market of coin, oh, I heard a bird. It's down. Wow, it's down. It's down 1.95%. That's not good for the synthetic. That is not good. So, but we'll see. Again, it's 4:19 a.m. A lot can change. So let's move on to the next trade. All right. The other trade is for Misty. Buy call, sell put, sell call, adding to the synthetic position. Okay, so let's see what it looks like. All right. 1,300 is the strike price for the synthetic. So they added to it 31 contracts. They made about 160,000 credit in the process, which added to the May profits, which right now is a loss. But so far, where they're synthetic, which we don't need to talk about, it's actually, still pretty close. All right, let's go to the May tab and see how MSTR did yesterday. MSTR had a really good day. MSTR, typically, coin does what MSTR does. MSTR does what coin does, but not yesterday. MSTR went up 5.55%. Misty, $30 again, $30.14. It went up 4%. Here's the trade from yesterday. 31 contracts. They chose a 1310 strike. That's 5.14% out of the money. That yields 1.78%. Annualized is 108. What do they got for this week? Well, again, we'll just look at the larger position. 943 contracts, 1280 strike. This is also happens to be the lowest strike. That's only 2.73% out of the money. So that's super tight. So we kind of want MSTR to chill out, all right? They had a big jump yesterday. We want them to slow their roll, relax a little bit so we don't lose out on our weekly calls. Outstanding shares went up by 50,000. Pretty good. All right. Summary, 30-day IV sits at 90%, a little low. Outstanding shares, 4,225,000. Net income from the weekly calls, 5.1 million. Total distribution, $1.23. Total daily income, 11 cents. Total daily yield, 0.37%. If you annualize that, that's 135%. Okay. Again, a mouthful, but got to get it out. Reaction is the money tongue is back. Misty makes money, so they get the money face. All right, how are they doing for May? Well, synthetic income, 12.4 million. Short call income, 5.1 million. So I'd say they're doing pretty good. 17.6 million total net income. That's an income per share, 418. Based on total income, and short call income per share, $1.23. So great job, Misty. Estimate for the month comes to be $2.46, which calculates to be a 98% yield. That's pretty damn good. Outstanding holdings, again, they got a synthetic that expires July 19th. We don't need to talk about that. And then they got various strike prices all expiring Friday, the lowest of which is the 1280. So that's what we need to be, keep our eye on for this week. Net asset value, 127.1 million. NAV, 3009. Trade price, $30.14. Okay, so we said the largest position is a 1280 strike price, 2.73% out of the money. So we want MSTR to chill out. But let's take a look at the pre-market. And again, I know this changes by the time you guys are watching this. So obviously do your own refresh and take a look at the numbers. But at least as of 4:21 a.m., it's down 2.23%. It's at 1218.22, which is a good thing for their weekly calls. So maybe they will be successful. Time will tell. All right, last but not least, TSLY. Again, they have two synthetic positions. They have a 180 and they have a 175. Both expire July 19th. They had no trades, so no reason to talk about it any further. We'll go right to the May tab, and we shall see how did they do yesterday. Tesla, 511, Tesla did it. It did go up yesterday. Yeah, Tesla. I had to think for a second. Yeah, Tesla went up yesterday. It was up more, I think, at one point. It went up 2.03%. TSLY went up 1.46%. So that's good. Outstanding calls. What do they got for this week? Well, they got two positions. So they got 32,000 contracts. This is the biggest position. 175 strike. 1.81% out of the money. Yikes. That's not good. And the one right below it, that's a fairly big position too. So we need to talk about that. 6,690 contracts, 172.50 strike, 0.35% out of the money. So unfortunately, we need Tesla to chill out too. Again, this is what happens when they do tight strike prices. Outstanding shares, no movement. Summary for the weekly calls. 30-day IV, not exciting, 42%. Outstanding shares, 44.5 million. Total net income, 11.5 million. Distribution, 26 cents a share. Daily income, 2 cents a day. Daily yield, 0.16%. Annualize that, 58%. Kind of worried, honestly, for Tesla strikes this week. Because Tesla seems to be on the up and up. So that's the TSLY fund managers grinding their teeth. They don't want a loss this week. They want to make money. All right, synthetic wise, 0 for May. Is that right? I feel like I need to check real quick. Yeah, May 0. I guess they did not add anything since declaration date. Wow. So no synthetic action for May. Short call income 11.5 million. So we got basically 26 cents a share in income. All right, that's fine. Estimate for the month 52 cents or a 43% yield. All right, outstanding holdings. Again, 2 synthetics, not talking about that. And they got 2 calls. Again, 4 trading days. We'll see how it goes, but we'll look at the pre-market in a second. Net asset value 649.4 million. The NAV is 1458. Trade price is same thing, 1458. All right, so where do we want Tesla to go? Well, we don't want it to go up, that's for sure. Again, they're 0.35% away from the lowest strike price. So when we look at the pre-market, we kind of need Tesla to chill out. All right, everything else was red. Let's see what Tesla is. Tesla is barely green, but it is green. It's up 0.06% as of 4:26 a.m. It's at 171.99. All right, the market is kind of, seems like it's kind of quiet. The GME storm is taking up all the media, right? So it's crazy. All right, what else? I didn't tell you, I always talk about my trades. Real quick, yesterday Tesla went up, so I was able to sell an $8 call on TSLL. Again, that's a double leverage fund of Tesla that I do own. I had 400 shares that I'm waiting to sell calls on. So I sold a call on 100 of those, which is one contract, and I made 20 cents a share, which is $20 when you multiply that by 100. Better than nothing, right? And then I decided to buy 10 more shares of Phoebe because Phoebe was down yesterday, and I want to increase my Phoebe position. So that's it. That's the summary of everything, right? All the action from yesterday, which is, again, crazy. And again, let's just take a look at GME, see what's going on. Again, I know this is going to change by the time you guys are watching, but I'm just curious too. Yeah, it's up pre-market 39%. It's in the $42 range. So maybe I should have waited a little bit. Clearly, I don't have diamond hands. But last time, I was holding my bag for a long time. So I had to make some profits. So again, I still own about 20 shares of GME, so I'll let that ride as far as this can go. And we'll see. But anyway, that's the update for the YieldMax funds. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If you were, please hit the like button. Again, go check out the Happy Camper with Dividends YouTube. I'll pin the video that she made on Alti from last night, which I got the information that I explained in the beginning. If you guys want to check it out, and give her a like on that video because she did the research, not me. So yeah, go give her a shout out for the hard work on doing that research, because I would have sat here today. I mean, I really owe her, because I would have been like, what the hell's going on? GME's not there. I don't know. But at least now we know, which again, it sucks, but at least Alti still went up because they have a lot of underlyings that went up yesterday. All right, guys. Keyword for today, man. Keyword. Keyword is MOAS. I don't know if you guys know what MOAS is, but it means mother of all short squeezes. So in the diamond hand GME AMC community, all they talk about is when is MOAS. So this may be MOAS, right? The mother of all short squeezes. So, good for them. People that have been holding for this long. And I was one of them way back when. I just got impatient. I got out. That's why I only owned about 140 shares of GME, and that was it. But either way, Today's keyword is MOAS. So hopefully some of these, these people that have been holding for years can make some money now. But I know a lot of them, they won $100,000 a share, though. I'm not quite sure that's going to happen. But hey, if it does, more power to them, right? I mean, we're on our way, right? 40%, up 40% pre-market. We'll see how this goes. Let's let it ride. All right, guys. I think that's enough for the day. Let me get ready for work. I got to get to the gym first, and then start my work day, then baseball game tonight. All right, guys. Thank you for watching, and have a great day. Later.